Here we go then, we're into the semi-finals of the final Super Series event of the week. And a meeting between Michael Smith
25. Michael's
and the rising German talent Florian Hempel awaits viewers here on stream 1. Over on stream 2, with Dan Dawson describing the action. It is Cross against Ross. Rob Cross against Ross Smith for the right to take on the winner of this one.
84. Michael
Smith looking to add to his ever-increasing title tally in the PDC. Florian Hempel in his first semi-final. A man looking to
99.
Kind of bookmark a breakthrough year by doing something really special and picking up a first PDC title. Paul Nicholson alongside me, Chris Murphy. Exciting talent, Florian, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so. I've been watching him for 3 years now, and I was particularly impressed the first time I saw him in Zwolle back in 2018. And there's just something about him. There's some authority about his throw. And what is it about people coming from other sports into darts and just knowing what to do?
Yeah, handball player he was. Florian Hempel, very good.
56.
In the second Bundesliga over in Germany. Of course, Gerwin Price, a former rugby professional in both codes. We've got other players who've been decent at football in their younger days as well.
Don't forget about John Bowles, former rugby league player, and he was pretty useful at darts.
Michael Smith is certainly more than useful, particularly on double 10.
Game shot.
And in it goes for the first leg of this semi-final.
Michael Smith does sponsor a young rugby league squad in his native St Helens, doesn't he? Giving back to the community.
57.
Like the fantastic gentleman that he is.
Did you ever try your arm or your leg or anything at any other sports?
I was pretty good at cricket. I was a good bowler. I once got bowled out by Steve Harmison as a 13-year-old kid. Doesn't really polish me up as a decent batsman, of course. But I was pretty good at badminton. I was a decent footballer, but I kept getting injured. Story of my life.
Not too bad with the old arrows. By the way, on the cricket reference, if you ever get the opportunity to mess around with Photoshop or paint, depending on what your budget is, have a look at Simon Whitlock. Take off the beard and the ponytail, and Brett Lee will emerge.
97.
Are you trying to tell me that Brett Lee's been doing this the whole time?
Yeah, it's a strange kind of doppelganger to compare one guy who's got a long goatee beard and a ponytail to one who hasn't, but it kind of works.
I would love that to happen. Whitlock gets the ponytail shaved off, and of course the beard, and all of a sudden Brett Lee appears and said, "It was me the whole time."
Well, Michael Smith here can put some pressure on this 1-5-1, and early in this semi-final, Florian Hempel may have to take it out, because not only has Smith set it up, look what he's set up, and it does make Hempel stutter.
43.
That staccato style throw from Flo is not effective so far in this semi-final.
10 scored.
But let's see if he can take 108 to get himself level after 2. Great first start. Oh, that's wonderful from Flo. Great respect. And that's what you get with Michael Smith. He might be a demon on the dartboard, but if there's respect to be paid, that's what I love about this guy. He's not only brilliantly watchable, but he's superbly respectful.
Scored.
He's even brilliant at hitting 3 treble ones.
You won't see that very often. 9 from Michael Smith.
100.
But not the one he wanted.
That was a yar for Florian Hempel.
He's not.
Oh, come on. That's hilarious. Was it 3 treble 5s next?
6 trebles from Michael Smith at the start of this leg. To leave himself on 312. Can't be right, can it?
9 followed by 180. Terrific stuff.
93.
Just when you think you've seen it all. It just goes to show how good he is at grouping.
We kind of have seen it all over the course of the week at the Super Series. Some fantastic moments,
55.
many of them clipped up and posted across the PDC's social media network. Do have a look this evening for some
97.
fabulous moments, some maverick moments, including a couple of 9-darters as well.
And Gabriel Clemens' cameo.
Yeah, really
59.
fantastic stuff. We have been entertained at the Super Series. Can Michael Smith entertain us even more here? Oh, he was looking for the treble.
You know for a fact in an exhibition he was going to go double 11 bull there. But this is no exhibition. This is important. Not just for Michael Smith, but probably more so for Florian Hempel for
85.
a specific reason which we will talk about in a second. Tops for Smith. He'll be amazed that that hasn't gone in, because I am.
Well, no danger of taking out the 145, but Smith will have to take this out this time. And does, to lead 2-1.
I think Hempel made a mistake on that last dart going for treble 19, but it didn't make any difference. But if Hempel does get to 7 legs before Michael Smith in this match,
180.
he will get himself inside the top 64 for the Players' Championship Finals provisionally with 3 events to go.
140.
He's only had 25 matches this season, Florian Hempel. This is his first semi-final. In fact, before today, he'd only
140.
reached the board final on 3 occasions. This is a real breakout performance for him. And if he can win this match,
100.
he will be very close to punching a ticket to Minehead, but there will still be more work to do.
He had only reached the board final on 3 occasions, but if you look
81.
at his averages over the course of the year, that gives you a clear sign that something like this was coming. In the same company as the likes of Stephen Bunting, Darryl Gurney,
87.
Mervyn King, Mensa Suljevic, Adrian Lewis, who he beat in his first match of the day, to name but a few.
Well, I've got a caveat to that, Murph, because earlier we saw
84.
James Wilson on this board, who's averaging very close to Flo's 94 for the season. He's barely won a match, but Florian has been winning
100.
games. That's what cashes checks, not averages.
Double 4 to win leg 4.
8 scored.
And now Michael Smith has the chance to produce an eye-catching finish.
Which way does he want to go? 16s? Now it's 95. So stay down there and just go next door. I wonder if he was caught in
47.
2 minds as to whether he'd wanted to go 19s or 16s there. Hempel gets a second bite at double 4 and he can't afford to keep missing. And
Game
doesn't
shot.
get that one quickly.
So 2-2. Hempel certainly making a match of it in
100.
uncharted territory here, the German. He, of course, did catch the eye with that victory over Peter Wright in the first round of the European Championship at the weekend, and then in defeat,
44.
in a rather glorious, thrilling defeat at the hands of Mensa Suljevic in the following round, went to a last leg decider, you may remember.
Yeah, he's had a good year so far
108.
after that heart-wrenching defeat to Martin Schindler in the final of the German Super League. But he's here to stay. He's only going to go one way in the
100.
rankings over the course of the next 12 months, that's for sure, because he has 0 to defend. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to be part of the top 64 come the end of next year's Worlds.
123.
But he will be involved in the World Championship if he keeps going this way, because with his last win in the last round against Nathan Aspinall, probably his biggest win of his career.
93.
You might have to say that, even with the Peter Wright win at the Europeans. Smith looking at this as a 3-darter. I like it.
58.
But Hempel is currently in a spot for the Worlds based on the Pro Tour order of merit. He would have been in the Worlds already if he'd have beaten Martin Schindler in the German Super League.
140.
Hempel leaves it handy just in case, but Michael Smith back to trusty 10s, and once again he finds it to edge back ahead, all on throw so far in this contest.
Do you know off the top of your head, or based on some information you've gathered, just how old these darts are of Michael Smith's? Because they are his brand, but they are a certain set that have stood the test of time. He's had them for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, if he does win the tournament, let's get Dan to ask him. It goes back to the old Van Gerwen question, doesn't it? When he was playing so well and winning with a set of darts he'd had for more than a decade, there came a time he had to change. Nothing wrong with those darts, though, from Florian Hempel, who fires in his second max of the match, tying up the tally
90.
at 2 apiece. Hempel looking to ride that wave from the European Championship. Motored through the first few rounds today, beating Lewis, Hamilton, Waits, Baggish and Aspinall.
I see what you did there. Very good. But then you have to wait in the middle
108.
as he beats Scott.
Check out your Baggish, and I'll leave the last one to you, Paul.
I'm not one with the puns like you are, but a win against Aspinall in 11 legs in a quarter-final, averaging 98. That is a proper victory. And Hempel is causing problems for Michael Smith here. He's keeping it close. The most important part of this match hasn't been seen yet. You've got to hit this. That should be pretty kind. That little scooch to the right.
Game shot.
Perfectly done to open up the bed. And we are tied after 6.
No easy matches in the Players' Championship, but I think it's fair to say Michael Smith has had a kinder run of opponents today than perhaps many runs to semi-finals we've seen recently.
Yeah, that's very fair to say it.
96.
But I said there was a caveat to something a little bit earlier, but the first game today for Michael Smith against Michael Rastovitz of Austria,
85.
it was 11 legs. It was awful. It was awful. He averaged 80.5 to beat Rastovitz. What a chance for Rastovitz to make the round of 64 there. He fails to do so, but after that, it's almost as if Michael Smith was still in bed in the first round, and then
58.
he woke up in round 2 and averaged his best of the day against Joe Mernon in a 6-3 victory, almost 108.
Yeah, following that, beat Mike Kyvenhoven, Ricky Evans, who had 103 average against him, but the Bully Boy won that in a last leg decider. And then he did for Kim Huybrechts, who had beaten Michael Van Gerwen in the last 16. Remember, Van Gerwen not getting past the last 16 all week,
98.
despite some fantastic performances in terms of averages.
Yeah, the conquerors of Michael Van Gerwen this week have not gone on
77.
to grab any further success, really. We saw that from Gurney yesterday. We saw it from Huybrechts today, even though he played a lot better than Gurney in the next match. Tops for Smith.
80.
Little caress on the flight on the way through. Just need a little bit more blockage there just to bring it down a peg. But 60 ball would have given him a break of throw and a 4-3 lead.
Well, keeps missing tops, keeps hitting double 10. This time it's dead centre, and that's probably even more ominous now for Florian Hempel. Michael Smith has got that dart right. Still on throw after 7 legs.
Been a good season for Michael Smith on the floor. He's currently sitting in 4th position in the Players' Championship Order of Merit. That's strong. But that could improve.
57.
If he wins this tournament today, he will go up very close to Johnny Clayton in 3rd spot.
59.
And there would be an almighty scrap for that #1 seeding going into Minehead, because De Souza, Wright and Clayton are very tightly packed. And I'm sure, looking at the stats and performances like Michael Smith does now and again, how much he would love to go into a tournament like that as the #1 seed. What would that do for his confidence?
And don't forget, it's really a tournament where the seeding makes a massive difference. It's 1 against 64 and so on.
40.
You never know, this could be a first-round match at the Players' Championship Finals if Florian sneaks in and Michael Smith goes high in the seedings.
Well, 4-3 to Smith in this semi-final, 4-3 to Smith in the other. Ross Smith leads Rob Cross. And it could be a final between the Smiths again. That's exactly what happened when Michael won his first title of the year.
100.
Ross has gone on to win one since.
It'd be really interesting to see if the Smiths make the final and Michael comes away with another win. He could potentially say that 2021
56.
was all about just two things: beating Ross Smith in finals.
One of three Smiths in the field, isn't he, Michael? Jeff checked out earlier on, the Canadian
140.
star.
Yeah, Jeff's had an okay few days. The other Smiths have done better. Hempel gave a little bit of a
44.
reaction to his last visit. That's 54 off. Double 16.
88.
This could be the game changer. This could be the first two-leg gap if he can find 60-10 and tops.
Double 15.
95.
It wasn't far away, but Hempel will have the chance to level this match once again.
I like the fact that Smith gave it a chance. Has to replicate a shot from earlier. Biggest start of the match for Hempel, and he's not up to it. And what does Smith do here? Does he go 3-6 because it's right next door to double 10? Yeah, double 6. Back downstairs.
Game shot.
And that is the biggest start of the match so far, because that break of throw for Michael Smith has now created the first chasm in the score sheet.
Hempel appreciated that finish, and that's nice to see. Often we see congratulations for the big checkouts, but hitting double 3 with one dart in hand is not easy, is it? And Hempel certainly appreciated that.
You get exactly the same result from a 170 and a checkout of 15. One extra chalk mark. Bit old school, that. Chalk and a board. That's what we used to do the scores with. It was really annoying because you'd get chalk on your fingers.
177.
Michael Smith is looking for an extra chalk mark in this match with a 9.
His fourth maximum, followed by a 177. And he tees up the prospect of a fifth 9-dart finish at the Super Series this week. Not to be for Bully Boy, but he is edging closer and closer to the final.
He's hitting the gas, isn't he? As soon as he's hit the front with a 2-leg cushion, he seems to have said to himself, you know what? Foot to the floor time. Let's get rid of this. Let's get into the final. Oh, double 4.
Game shot.
Splendid accuracy from Michael Smith. Didn't have to go 18 bull in his own mind with Hempel on 164. Did you see from Florian there, just bottom lip? Very good.
60.
Yeah, silky smooth. The last couple of checkouts from Michael Smith. And the beauty of Michael Smith on those kind of finishes is his counting is so fast that he does not need to interrupt his own rhythm at all.
I'd have to say, with all honesty, he is the best counter in steel-tip darts, because he is the most creative.
85.
And he does it at a more watchable pace.
Yeah, even that last shot there, it's not difficult maths to know what he needs to do, but there is a natural kind of MO to go 18 bull, isn't there, with the last two darts, but he's thinking so fast.
It's almost like he knows about plan B before plan A has even been executed.
How many times, Paul, do you see a player throw the first dart or maybe the first two and then look at their opponent's score?
60.
But he knows it's an advantage to know exactly where he is in the leg before he approaches the hockey.
Completely. This is an experienced performance. It's not his best performance, as you can see, only averaging 93, but he's only doing what he has to do. He's been here a lot before in his career. He's been winning titles at senior level in the PDC for
91.
over a decade. February 2011 is when he won his first ranked event as a senior player against Dave Chisnell.
64.
To win it in style.
140.
To stay in it in style.
This would be brilliant. Well, he was getting a nod from Michael Smith. But you fancy this might be the last start that Flo
132.
does throw today. Double 15. He loves it down here. And he loves it even more now because he's into the final. Beautiful display. Good enough in the last 4. He might be reserving something for the final.